The ocean is a place of wonder, often delivering unexpected surprises to our shores. We're not just talking about everyday debris, but rare treasures that leave us scratching our heads in disbelief. From an entire lost villa beneath the waves to an unidentified creature, here are 20 of the most unusual things recently washed up on beaches. Number 20. Mysterious abandoned villa on the shore. Imagine heading to the beach expecting the usual sun, sea, and sand, but instead, you're met with a concrete villa right there on the shoreline, covered in graffiti. It's hard not to wonder, how on earth did this structure end up here? That's precisely what locals in El Salvador found, a mysterious ruined villa standing on the beach. It quickly became a local attraction, drawing attention both in person and online. People were curious about its origin, asking what it used to be and when it first appeared. Locals claimed the building was once part of the Hotel Portaventura, constructed nearly 28 years ago. The odd part, the hotel was built almost directly on the beach, which led to its inevitable fate. Some believe it was Hurricane Mitch in 1998 that sealed its doom, while others think the ocean simply reclaimed what was too close to its territory over time. The abandoned structure has instilled a sense of unease among locals. Some report feeling as though they're being watched when walking near it, while others swear they've seen lights coming from the villa despite it being deserted. With such eerie tales, it's no wonder that many now avoid the area entirely. Number 19. 200-foot-long cedar tree. In 2010, beachgoers in La Push, Washington, were thrilled to capture Instagram-worthy photos of giant trees that had washed ashore. These were no ordinary tree trunks. They measured a staggering 200 feet in length and about 13 feet in circumference, making the people posing next to them look like mere dwarfs. But where did these enormous trees come from? The origin isn't much of a mystery. These trees are believed to have been swept from their original location in the Olympic National Park, situated in the northwestern corner of the state near the Canadian border. The park, which spans an impressive 1 million acres, is home to a dense population of western red cedars. So why did these trees grow to such immense sizes? The park's abundant rainfall, mild temperatures, and well-draining soils rich in organic matter create the perfect environment for cedar growth. These favorable conditions allow the trees to live for over 1,000 years, giving them plenty of time to reach their enormous sizes. Their natural resistance to decay, insects, and diseases also plays a significant role in their long life and consequent growth. Number 18. Researchers find intact safe. What would you do if you suddenly stumbled upon a safe while strolling along the beach? Well, one beachgoer faced this exact scenario on the Texas Gulf Coast in June. Naturally, he decided to haul the safe onto the back of his pickup truck, enlisting some helpers in the hopes of cracking it open. After much effort, they finally managed to open the safe, only to find that it was completely empty except for a packet of silica gel. The man who discovered it was understandably disappointed, as he had hoped to find something valuable like money or jewelry. But as they say, finders keepers doesn't always guarantee treasure. Sometimes it's better not to expect too much. Number 17. Horrifying Sea Creature. Imagine walking along the beach and spotting what appears to be a tangled lump of net. As you step closer, you realize it's not a net at all but a wriggling, moving, breathing creature. The sight is unsettling, to say the least. What you've encountered is known as a basket star, one of the most horrifying and creepy sea creatures you might find washed ashore. From a distance, they resemble nets or tangled ropes, but up close, they look like something straight out of a science fiction movie. Their appendages, which can stretch out to several feet in length, twist and coil in an almost hypnotic pattern, as if searching for something unseen. These creatures are nocturnal feeders, using their intricate limbs to trap plankton and small marine organisms under the cover of darkness. When disturbed, they can retract their arms into a tight coil, further emphasizing their alien-like nature. It's no wonder that people who stumble upon these creatures are often taken aback. Basket stars don't swim but are highly mobile, using their numerous appendages and tentacles to crawl along the seafloor. Encountering one of these strange beings is certainly an experience that leaves a lasting impression. Number 16. Mysterious Dye. Imagine taking a walk around the scenic waters of Lake Coeur d'Alene in Idaho, only to stumble upon something truly bizarre, a giant metal die complete with numbered dots on its 6 faces. Now, dice are not something you'd expect to find near a body of water or anywhere outside a game, really. Yet there it was, a rusty die washed up by the lake, its appearance clearly showing that it had been submerged for quite some time. Despite the rust, the white dots on its faces remained visible, adding to the mystery. But why was this metal die there? Theories abounded, but the truth was somewhat less exciting. It was discovered to be an art installation or perhaps a unique landmark created by an unknown person. Years later, it was revealed that the die was originally a storage tank, which a local resident who owns a sign shop transformed into a giant die by adding large vinyl circles and dots. Despite the anticlimactic truth behind its origins, the metal die became something of a local landmark. It was a popular spot for photos, with people often posing with it in the background. About 5 years after it first appeared, the die washed away again, only to be found in a nearby body of water, where it continued to capture the imagination of locals and visitors alike. Number 15. 205 MillionYearOld Jaw in Somerset. In Somerset, United Kingdom, locals were left astonished by a remarkable discovery along the shores of Ainsdale Beach. There, they found the jawbone of a prehistoric creature that roamed the earth about 205 million years ago. This jawbone belonged to an ichthyosaur, a prehistoric marine reptile that bore a striking resemblance to today's porpoises. The jawbone itself stretched nearly 3 feet long, leading researchers to estimate that the creature was an incredible 85 feet in length, rivaling even the mighty blue whale in size. Experts noted that this discovery marks one of the largest ichthyosaurs ever found, providing valuable insight into the marine ecosystems of the Triassic period. The sheer size of the jawbone suggests that these creatures were apex predators, capable of hunting large prey with ease. Fossilized remains of ichthyosaurs are rare, and this find could shed light on evolutionary adaptations that allowed them to dominate the ancient oceans. The jawbone's pristine condition indicates that it may have been well preserved under layers of sediment for millions of years before erosion revealed it. Paleontologists are now planning a detailed analysis to uncover more about the creature's diet, habitat, and possible reasons for its eventual extinction. Despite their dolphin-like appearance, ichthyosaurs were not dinosaurs. They were aquatic reptiles, distant cousins to modern lizards and snakes. These creatures dominated the seas during the Mesozoic era, from 251 to 65 million years ago. With their sharp teeth and large eyes, ichthyosaurs were formidable predators. Just imagine how different our world would be if these ancient giants still roamed the oceans today. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. The mysterious allure of mermaids has fascinated humanity for centuries, but what if these beings are more than just myths? A recent discovery of a possible mermaid skeleton on a Liverpool beach has left people scratching their heads. The skeleton, which appeared overnight, has sparked debates around the globe. Who, or what, did it belong to? Adding to the intrigue, a local artist decided to reconstruct what the creature might have looked like in life if it weren't found in its skeletal state. Using forensic techniques and digital modeling, the artist unveiled a stunning image of a humanoid figure with flowing hair and iridescent scales, which has only deepened the mystery. This reconstruction has gone viral, with many calling it the most lifelike depiction of a mermaid ever created. Experts have been unable to determine its origin, fueling speculation. While countless videos of mermaids circulate online, their existence has never been definitively proven. Some believe in them wholeheartedly, while others dismiss them as mere sightings of manatees or sea cows. The skeleton in question resembles a human-like figure with a long tail, raising the question, could it be a real mermaid? Others argue it might be an unknown fish species. What do you think? Let us know. Number 14. The chilling case of the Taman should. Imagine walking along a peaceful beach and unexpectedly encountering a mystery that would stump investigators for decades. This is precisely how the eerie Taman should case began, one of the most baffling discoveries ever made along a shoreline. In December 1948, on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia, an unidentified man's body was discovered. He appeared to be in good health, and there was no visible cause of death. Oddly, no identification was found on him, and all the labels had been meticulously removed from his clothing. The most intriguing detail, however, was a hidden pocket sewn inside his pants, which contained a small scrap of paper bearing the words, Taman should. This phrase, which means ended or finished in Persian, only added to the mystery. Investigators traced the paper to a specific book, the Rubaiyat by Omar Khayyam. Astonishingly, this very book was found in a concealed compartment of a car parked near the scene. Inside its pages, authorities found a mysterious code that remains undeciphered to this day, along with an unlisted phone number. The phone number led them to a local nurse who claimed she didn't recognize the man, though she was visibly shaken when shown a cast of his face. Was she hiding something, or was her reaction just a coincidence? The case only grew more perplexing. Despite these tantalizing clues, the identity of the Somerton man, as he came to be known, remains unsolved. What was his story? Was it a case of espionage or perhaps a tragic love affair? The truth remains hidden, shrouded in mystery. Number 13. 100-pound MoonFish. A rare and exotic fish known as a MoonFish, weighing approximately 100 pounds, was recently discovered on a beach in Seaside, Oregon. This massive and vibrant fish, also referred to as an opah, is a deep-sea dweller known for its distinct appearance. Opahs can weigh more than 600 pounds and grow over 6 feet long. Mainly feeding on krill and squid, the opah is easily recognized by its silver and coral orange scales and its unique disc-like shape. While these fish are typically found in the warmer waters near California and Hawaii, encountering one in Oregon is uncommon but not unprecedented. In 2009, A 97-pound opah was caught at the mouth of the Columbia River, just north of where this latest sighting occurred. In the weeks leading up to the discovery of this MoonFish, the Pacific Northwest experienced an intense heat wave, which led to the death of about 1 billion marine organisms, including clams and mussels, which were essentially cooked alive in their shells. Although there is no direct data linking this rare opah sighting to the heat wave or climate change, some speculate that rising ocean temperatures may have influenced this unusual event. Despite the opah's vibrant and striking appearance, scientists still lack comprehensive knowledge about their biology, including basic details like their maximum lifespan. Number 12. Giant Lego Man. Lego fans rejoice. How would you react if you stumbled upon something like this while exploring the beach? Personally, as a fan of the franchise, I would definitely try to snap a picture with this big guy. It's a gigantic Lego piece. After all, this enormous figure, standing about 8 feet tall and weighing around 100 pounds, inexplicably washed ashore on Florida's Siesta Key beach. The strange figure is not only attention-grabbing due to its size and vibrant colors, but also because of the intriguing message on its torso that reads, "No real than you are." Witnesses described the surreal sight as something straight out of a dream, with beachgoers quickly gathering to take photos and speculate about its origins. Children marveled at the oversized toy, while adults debated whether it was part of a viral marketing campaign or an elaborate art installation. Some locals even joked that it was a gift from the ocean, while others noted how perfectly intact the figure was despite its apparent journey through the waves. Investigators later found no signs of damage or wear, further fueling theories about its mysterious arrival. This wasn't the first time a figure like this had appeared. Similar Lego men have been found on beaches in other parts of the world, including the Netherlands and Japan, hinting at a possible global art project. On the back, the figure bears the number 8 and the words, Ego Leonard. Oh, he's got a name. So who exactly is Ego Leonard? Theorists suggest that Ego Leonard might be the pseudonym of a Dutch artist with a flair for the unconventional. A visit to his website reveals similar Lego-like figures and quirky captions. The website offers art pieces priced between approximately $347 and $423, based on currency conversion, along with a book titled No Real Than You Are by Ego Leonard, priced at around $11. Number 11. Red Glob. In 2020, a mysterious red blob washed ashore at Edie's Hook in Washington, leaving both beachgoers and researchers puzzled. The creature, which sprawled across algae-covered rocks, didn't resemble any typical sea life known to frequent the area. The man who discovered it took photos and posted them on social media, hoping to crowdsource some answers, but instead sparked a flurry of speculation and debate. Some people suggested that the red glob might be a vampire squid, a rare deep-sea creature. Others thought it could be a giant Pacific octopus. As the debate raged on, a new theory emerged. The blob might actually be a 7-armed octopus, a species typically found in the Atlantic Ocean. This octopus is unique because male specimens are known to conceal one of their arms, which they only use for mating, making them appear to have only 7 arms. Female 7-armed octopuses, however, display all 8 arms. The discovery was particularly surprising because the Puget Sound area in Washington state isn't a typical habitat for this species. However, the ever-changing dynamics of our natural world might make such encounters more frequent in the future. Although the mysterious red blob wasn't definitively identified as a 7-armed octopus since DNA analysis was not conducted, it remains a fascinating find. If it were indeed proven to be a 7-armed octopus, it would mark the first recorded sighting of this species in Washington. Number 10. Mysterious mangled dolls. Encountering a giant squid on a beach is one thing, but stumbling upon creepy mangled dolls is a whole other level of unsettling. Since 2021, a beach in Texas has become notorious for a series of eerie dolls washing ashore. Each doll, found in varying states of disrepair, adds to the strange and creepy atmosphere of the beach. Oh boy, the creepy dolls. So far, around 30 dolls have been discovered by those responsible for maintaining the area. Where are these dolls coming from? Some speculate that they might be drifting from Mexico or other Gulf states, while others suggest they could be discarded cargo from passing ships. Whatever the source, these dolls consistently wash ashore on this particular beach, likely due to the Gulf's current pattern. In fact, this stretch of the Texas coast reportedly collects 10 times more trash than any other Gulf beach. Despite their unsettling appearance, the dolls have garnered quite a bit of attention, with some people even offering to buy them for up to $35. The proceeds from these sales go directly to helping sea turtles, turning something strange and creepy into a force for good. Each year, the dolls are auctioned off to raise money, proving that even the most bizarre discoveries can have a positive impact. Number 9. Giant squid the size of a car. In 2020, the ocean revealed one of its most monstrous inhabitants, a giant squid the size of a Volkswagen car. This colossal creature was discovered by a local resident named Richard at South Africa's Britannia Bay. Richard was simply walking along the beach when he came across the 14-foot-long behemoth, which was still alive and struggling to breathe. He attempted to roll the massive squid back into the ocean, but with a weight between 440 and 660 pounds, the task proved too difficult, and the creature tragically died. The find quickly attracted the attention of marine biologists, who rushed to the site to examine the rare specimen. Its enormous eyes, each the size of a dinner plate, were particularly striking and designed to detect prey in the pitch-black depths of the ocean. Biologists noted the squid's razor-sharp beak, capable of cutting through steel cables, a reminder of its formidable predatory skills. Genetic samples taken from the squid have since been used to study its elusive species, helping scientists uncover more about their mysterious lives in the deep sea. Nearby residents also reported unusual ocean activity in the days leading up to the discovery, with some believing the squid may have surfaced due to disorientation caused by underwater seismic activity. The sheer size of the squid was astounding, especially considering that these elusive cephalopods are rarely seen in their natural habitat. Experts believe the squid Richard found wasn't even fully grown, estimating it to be under 2 years old. Had it lived longer, it could have grown even larger. These creatures are the source of many legends, including tales of the Nordic kraken. The largest squid ever discovered measured a staggering 59 feet in length and weighed almost a ton, highlighting just how massive these ocean giants can become. Number 8. Thousands of bananas on the beach. Pineapples and bananas washing ashore sounds like a scene from a tropical paradise, doesn't it? But things took a strange turn in 2007, when countless bunches of bananas suddenly appeared on the beaches. The source was quickly identified. Several containers had fallen off a cargo ship near 2 Dutch North Sea islands, leading to the bananas washing up on nearby shores. The beaches of Terschelling Island, just north of Amsterdam, were soon littered with unripe bananas from Cuba. The neighboring island of Ameland also received its share of the fruit. Naturally, locals wasted no time in gathering the bananas for themselves. Interestingly, Terschelling had experienced similar events before. In previous years, various items like tennis shoes, toys, and even aluminum briefcases had washed ashore. 2 decades earlier, a shipment of sweaters had ended up on the island's beaches. While the banana incident certainly attracted attention, locals noted it didn't cause as much of a stir as the time tennis shoes washed ashore. After all, a pair of new shoes seems more appealing than a bunch of bananas, right? It's no wonder people flocked to the beach upon hearing about the tennis shoe haul, the only downside being the hope you could find the matching shoe in your size before someone else did. Number 7. The exploding whale. On an otherwise ordinary November day in 1970, the quiet town of Florence, Oregon, became the site of an unforgettable event that would be talked about for decades. An enormous 8-ton sperm whale had washed ashore, presenting the Oregon Department of Transportation with an unusual problem: how to safely remove such a massive creature. You may have heard this story before. It's one of the most bizarre tales to ever hit the news. The whale's massive, bloated carcass lay on the beach, emitting a nauseating stench that quickly became unbearable for the townspeople. The whale's size and state of decomposition made it impossible for officials to simply drag it away or bury it, and they worried about the potential dangers posed to curious onlookers. What followed was a desperate attempt to dispose of the whale in the most dramatic way possible. Authorities decided that the safest solution was to blow it up with dynamite. The result was a spectacle that no one could have anticipated. The whale exploded with a force that sent enormous chunks of blubber flying across the beach, damaging nearby vehicles and covering the area in a rain of whale debris. It was a sight that left those present both horrified and stunned. Number 6. Invasion of the strange sailors. In 2014, the shores of North America, from Southern California to British Columbia, were unexpectedly invaded by billions of strange blue creatures known as by-the-wind sailors. But what exactly are these mysterious beings, and should we be concerned? Scientifically known as Velella velella, these creatures might be mistaken for jellyfish at first glance, although they belong to the Cnidaria group, which includes jellyfish, sea anemones, and corals. Their relation to common jellyfish, like the moon jellyfish, isn't particularly close. Velella velella exist in 2 distinct forms: the well-known tentacled medusa and polyps that anchor themselves to the seabed. However, these creatures differ because they are colonies of individual polyps, much like the Portuguese man-of-war, using the ocean surface as their habitat. While it isn't unusual to see them in summer, as millions of velella typically reach the American West Coast, there has been a significant increase in their numbers recently. Though velella velella are not harmful to touch, it's best to avoid contact, as there's always a chance of mistaking them for the dangerous Portuguese man-of-war. Better to be safe than sorry, right? Number 5. The curious case of Garfield phones. For several decades, the Brittany coast in France experienced an unusual phenomenon. Bright orange Garfield-themed phones regularly washed up on its shores. While fans of the lasagna-loving feline might have found this amusing, it was a significant nuisance for those responsible for keeping the beaches clean. In 2018 alone, over 200 pieces of these phones were found scattered along the coastline. These plastic remnants, produced by the American toy company Telcom in the late 1970s, became emblematic of the broader issue of plastic pollution in the region. Locals had long suspected that a lost shipping container from the 1980s was the source of these Garfield phones. This mystery was finally unraveled when a local farmer recounted his experience of a powerful storm that had unleashed a wave of Garfield phones onto the beaches. Motivated by his story, experts set out to locate the origin of these phones, and sure enough, they found it. The shipping container was lodged in a sea cave, visible only during low tide. Inside the container were countless fragments of Garfield phones and other debris from the shipwreck. While the discovery solved the mystery, it also served as a stark reminder of the enduring environmental impact of human carelessness. Although many have a soft spot for Garfield, it's hard not to hope that these phones stop washing ashore. Number 4. Hairy Creature. In 2018, the residents of a beach in the Philippines stumbled upon an unexpected and bizarre sight. A massive 20-foot-long hairy blob washed ashore in San Antonio. The strange, unidentified creature, later dubbed a globster because of its blob-like appearance, quickly drew a crowd of curious onlookers, despite the pungent smell that accompanied it. The oddity of the find was enough to keep people intrigued. The creature's appearance led to widespread speculation. Some believed it was an unknown sea monster, while others thought it might be an omen of bad luck or an impending natural disaster. Experts, however, suggested a more mundane explanation. The hair on the globster was likely decomposed muscle fibers from a decayed sea creature. The creature's grotesque appearance and the circumstances of its discovery lent themselves to various interpretations, with some locals convinced that its arrival signaled an upcoming disaster, an understandable fear given that the Philippines is in a region prone to natural calamities. Interestingly, this wasn't the first time a globster had washed up on the shores of the Philippines. Just the previous year, another massive hairy sea creature, weighing over 4,000 pounds, had been found on the Dinagat Islands. Whether these globsters are a recurring phenomenon or a sign of something more ominous, they certainly make for a compelling mystery. Number 3. 200-foot-long oil tanker. A strange and enigmatic event unfolded on the coast of West Africa when a 60-meter-long oil tanker named the Tayo 1 was discovered stranded and abandoned on a beach in Liberia. The most baffling aspect of this discovery was the fact that the ship was completely deserted, with no sign of its crew. The tanker, last recorded near the port of Dakar, Senegal on April 22, 2016, mysteriously appeared approximately 600 miles away in Robertsport, near the Sierra Leone border, nearly 10 days later. What happened during that time remains a mystery. Strangely, the ship's logs were missing, leaving investigators with no clues about its journey or the fate of its crew. Locals reported hearing strange noises from the tanker at night, further fueling rumors of ghostly activity or foul play. Salvage teams found evidence that some supplies, such as food and fuel, were still intact, making the crew's sudden disappearance even more puzzling. One theory speculated that pirates might have boarded the vessel, but abandoned it for unknown reasons, possibly after discovering it carried no valuable cargo. Meanwhile, maritime experts debated whether the tanker had drifted to the Liberian coast due to mechanical failure, or whether it was deliberately set adrift to avoid detection. The discovery raised several questions, especially about how the ship could have gone unnoticed by security officers for over 2 days. One plausible theory suggests that the ship's owner might have been facing financial difficulties and was unable to pay the crew, leading them to abandon the vessel. However, the truth behind the deserted tanker remains unknown, adding to the mystique surrounding its sudden appearance. Number 2. Bizarre cylinder that washed up on an Australian beach. Imagine strolling along a peaceful shore only to come across a massive cylinder covered in marine life. What would your reaction be? Personally, I'd approach with caution, especially if it's something of this magnitude. Earlier this year, beachgoers in Jurien Bay, located about 150 miles from Perth in Western Australia, were greeted by just such a sight. A large, mysterious metal cylinder had washed ashore, sparking immediate concern among local authorities, who quickly cordoned off the area due to fears it could contain hazardous materials. One resident described the cylinder as being about 8 feet wide and 8 to 10 feet long, with barnacles clinging to its surface. From this description, it seemed to be made of lightweight material, possibly carbon fiber. Naturally, the discovery led to widespread speculation. Some believed it could be a remnant from a ship, while others wondered if it might be linked to a commercial aircraft such as the infamous lost flight MH370. However, Western Australian police were quick to dismiss this theory, stating it wasn't part of any Boeing aircraft. Of course, theories about extraterrestrial origins also surfaced, but this time space enthusiasts were somewhat on the right track. The Australian Space Agency soon suggested it might be debris from a foreign space launch. After further investigation, scientists confirmed that this was no ordinary piece of beach debris. The cylinder turned out to be part of a Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV, a rocket used by the Indian Space Research Organization. Specifically, it was a fuel containment vessel from the rocket's third stage, which burns out before the fourth stage propels into Earth's orbit. Number 1. Mysterious Iron Orb. Earlier this year, an astonishing discovery baffled beachgoers in Hamamatsu City. Along the sandy shore, they came across a massive iron ball measuring about 5 feet in diameter. This unexpected find immediately put authorities on high alert. Concerns were raised about the possibility that the orb could be a hidden weapon or an explosive device. However, after a thorough examination, it was determined that the orb was actually hollow. Interestingly, a few locals reported seeing strange lights in the sky the night before the orb was found, sparking wild theories about extraterrestrial origins. Some amateur researchers pointed out markings on the orb's surface that resembled symbols from ancient Japanese folklore. Meanwhile, others suggested it could have been lost cargo from a passing freighter, washed ashore during a storm. A social media user added to the mystery by sharing an old photograph of a similar object found in the same area decades ago. These speculations have turned the iron ball into a magnet for conspiracy theorists and curious visitors alike. While some speculated that it might have been part of a nearby attraction, others believed it could be a mooring buoy that had broken loose. What do you think? Do you have any theories about what this mysterious orb could be? These discoveries really make you wonder what other secrets the ocean might be hiding. Have you ever come across anything strange while walking along the shore? If so, share your experiences in the comments below. See you in the next video.